The annoying pebble that's on my back is still hurting, and it's starting to change color a bit, starting to bruise. But anyway, it's swelled up. I was thinking, I saw a video earlier, and someone was talking about, it was quite actually an interesting topic. Why is it that Kim Kardashian can get away with wearing very revealing, skimpy clothing, and yet someone like Kanye West's new girlfriend gets mocked and shamed? I would feel like there's a very obvious answer, which is that when the Kardashians do it, they actually look really good in their posts. Like if Rihanna is one. If Rihanna walks down the streets and wears something sort of, she does it well. She looks good in it, and I don't necessarily agree with it, but she looks kind of good. And I think also you have to bear in mind that you respect these people because you know them as you know what they've done. You know that they've got big brands. They talk well, and they communicate, and they achieve much. And if you do things and you're kind of rewarded by the universe with funding and wealth and stuff, it's almost like the universe is telling you that you're doing something right. And therefore, if someone like that was to wear revealing clothing, they do it in a way that's kind of classy. Britney Spears, when she first started removing less and less, okay, yeah, there was a lot of build up of people thinking, this is wrong, and you're misguiding our people and misguiding our children. But there was also a lot of supporters. I was on the supporting side back then, and there was a lot of people that were saying, actually, there's nothing wrong with this, and you look good, and yeah, I'm sure she would have surrounded herself by people who supported this, and they agreed with this. And then I feel like everyone knows that she kind of went too far and started wearing underwear. And I know you've got people like Christina Aguilera who also wore underwear. She did some stuff where she was wearing underwear. Um, I feel like though there is something spiritual behind it, because with Christina Aguilera, when I see her dancing on stage in underwear, what I think in my head is, well, at least she's got some clothing on. And I feel like that actually, because she represents sort of Darla, a cave woman who didn't have any clothes. I feel like there's some sort of spiritual thing that I feel, and maybe other people around the world feel this. I don't know if you feel this, but this is, I would feel if Christina Aguilera danced on stage in underwear, I would just be like, wow, at least she's got some clothing on. Whereas if Britney Spears did it, I would just like, no, that's not right. But then again, when she went over the top, you could also see lots of people, most people were turning on her. When she started wearing underwear on stage, there was a lot of people that were, the idiot people being like, yeah, go, go, you look sexy, I want to bang you. And then it's just like, yeah, you're attracting the wrong kind of people here. You're attracting people who clearly just want you only for sex. Before, when she was wearing nice clothes, revealing and skimpy, yes, but nice. They saw her as a talented dancer, a good singer, and there was a lot more to her than just pretty. She was talented and looked good, and therefore I feel like if you want to wear revealing clothing, it's fine so long as you, one, look good, and two, have got people supporting you on this and backing you up. And when people start turning against you and saying, you've gone too far, why are you wearing these clothing, it doesn't look right. And if they respond by just saying, oh, I just needed to go to the toilet, and I just happened to, I need to get out of the car, and I'm just like, well, no, that's what the point is. Why were you wearing that in the car, and then why are you not listening to, you've got to take in, even if you don't agree with something, if most of the people think that you're doing something, if you've gone too far with something, you should take some sort of acknowledgement in it. There's a comment that I just saw now, which is Brittany felt pain over this divorce. But I'm just feeling like there are so many people who saw red flags in this relationship, and thinking it might be set up, and thinking that Asghari, maybe did really like her, really did want to help her. But after the marriage, and after the freedom that she got from the conservatorship, you did see her getting a bit more erratic and a bit more moody, and you saw Sam going a bit more distant and stuff. And so we all saw this. So how come she didn't see it? And if is she actually going through pain, or is like my mum might say something, oh, don't say that, oh, don't be rude, and you might think that I'm hurting her, but I feel like I'm not actually hurting her, because I feel like she just doesn't quite, she doesn't quite understand what feelings really are. And I don't know Brittany. I'm not saying that she's like that because I don't know her. But yeah, if she is feeling sadness, why didn't she see the red flags before? And and yeah, and I also, there's something else with the house. There's a lot of things that I didn't say. It's she's broken the toilet's broken twice. I had to fix the top bit and the main bit. So, and then the third time she wanted me to fix it, it was just like, it's just that she had to press and hold, and she didn't like it. She wanted a flush that just flushes straight away, not press and hold. So she's complained about slugs coming up the kitchen sink. There's like a hole in the sink. He said there were slugs coming up and that there's some sort of slug infestation down. That kind of reminds me of my fish tank. Every week I'm scooping out all the snails, and I don't know what's going on, but there's some like sort of shagging snail fest going on in my fish tank, and I have to get rid of them every week. Um, and then she's complaining about squirrels in the attic as well. And I told her, because I had squirrels in my attic too, and it is very annoying. But at the same time, I told her the only way to fix it is to put a box up there and catch the seal. Oh, and you're going to have to check on it every few days to see if there's a squirrel in there. And if you basically catch a snail and you don't check for a day or so you're basically going to be causing that squirrel to suffer a lot because it's not going to have any water and it's just going to die of thirst. And so I had to explain that to her, and she was like, "Okay, we'll forget the cage." I just told her to bang on the door, bang on the ceiling. If you hear the squirrel, start doing that and start barking. That works. That worked for me. And then she's complained about the leak and stuff. I mean, I guess that wasn't her fault. There was a leak and it was getting worse, and the builders that I got just didn't know how to fix it. They just kept putting new sealants, and it turned out it needed a bit more than that. Although I kind of always thought that it needed a drainer in there, so maybe I just got the wrong kind of builders. But the kitchen sink has got wobbly, and I had to fix that like 3 times. And it's just also small things as well, like the pressure on the boiler dropping twice, and the washing machine door fell off a few times, and the screw, I think it actually fell into the door. The screw fell inside into the door, and I didn't know how to open it, so I had to get a new screw, which took about 2 weeks of waiting. But yeah, to drop the pressure on the thing on the boiler, you had to get to the back of the cupboard. And the first time the guy did it, he went back and then he put the cupboard back so that when it dropped again 2 months later, she couldn't get access to it. And so I wanted me to get a person round to take the back off to do it. And I was like, if he shows you how to raise the pressure up again, you need to take the back off and do it. And she did it, but she didn't close the tap. And so 3 months later, it actually broke one of the bits in the part inside the machine. So I had to call another one person out. And so I just keep calling people out, and then one of the taps on the boiler thing broke, and I did put a new one on, but I didn't press the button properly. So when the guy came to fix the boiler thing, I got him to check on it, and he said that I hadn't fixed it properly, because you need to like loosen up the hole in the middle, but he didn't quite tighten it enough, and it was slightly dripping. And then a few weeks later, she complained that there's like a big drip, all these dripping marks underneath it. And I was like, oh no, I'm going to have to call it out again. Every time you call out a builder, it costs like £70. And I haven't called them out that many times, because most times I've gone in there and tried to fix it myself. But it's that worry, it's that worry that maybe the tap is broken. I mean, technically I just screwed it a bit tighter and it was fine, it didn't drip again. But it's when someone keeps complaining about something so small, if they thought the water was coming out, they could have easily just tightened it themselves. They didn't need to worry me with it. And they could have easily, I don't know, but it's a worry. And to know that I've spent so many times asking her to cut the lawn, and she never did that all month. And at the beginning we charged like 100,000 a month, and then when we went up to we were going to charge, we realized, because she'd only been supposed to be there for 3 months at the beginning, so we thought we'd pay the bills and she'd just pay 1,000 a month. And then when about 7 months later, the bills doubled by twice. It went up twice as much as what they originally were, because there was this big influxation in bill prices. And then we were kind of worried, because it's like, wow, we're only getting 600 a month now. We can't have this. And then so we tried to get her to pay 800 for just and not pay the bill. Well, not us pay the bill. So she'll pay the bills. And that took about 6 months, or 5 months, getting her to agree to that. And then when we wanted to go up to a price, we waited 2 years, and they said, okay, we want to charge 900 now. And that it took about 6 months just to get her to go up by 50. And When people are causing you problems like this, you just want to get rid of them. And then now she's kind of making me feel bad about being like, oh, you told me, because I said, I think if you're trying to get rid of the tenant, you should just be like, we're going up to this price, you have to pay this price, and don't give any excuses. If you start giving excuses, they're just going to come back. I said that I wanted to charge 900 last month, and it took you 6 months to go up to 850, and still, I don't want to keep asking you for much. I just would say that it's worth 1,200, so we can give you a discount of 1,100. And if you don't, I have said that now, but she did call me up and then started to have a go at me almost for. I also sent a text. You spend a lot of time in France. I'm sure maybe would you want to move there? And it's none of your business where I go. He's getting a little bit rude. I suppose I would be if someone's trying to evict me, I would get rude. I don't know. I'd get angry or worried that I don't know where to go. So I need to be. It's difficult when you're evicting someone, and you are being sincere, but at the same time you're thinking about all the problems that they've caused you, and all the you're trying to go up price, and then they try and guilt you into making you feel bad for doing it, and then you do manage to go up, but it takes you 6 months, and then you're kind of just thinking, well, I've kind of just lost out on like £500 because I should have been charging you this much a long time ago. And then they say, oh, I've been here 3 years. That was her excuse. Oh, I've been here 3 years. You can't just chuck me out. It's like, yeah, well, I tried to chuck you. I was trying to get you out last year and make you pay 900, and you refused, and we kind of settled on 850, which took you 6 months to. And then it's like, oh no, it's not. It's just coming up with more and more excuses, and it's just like, oh, I've had enough of this. Get an agent. I think it's easier if you do it through an agent, because they'll just do it very calmly, professionally. This is my job. I'm trying to do it this way, being like, it's not my choice, it's my sister's choice. My sister actually wanted them to leave like 2 years ago, and I kept. She was going through a mental breakdown. I was like, this is not the time. We need to, you need to sort your mental breakdown out, and then stuff. And but yes, there is a long list of reasons why I'd want this woman out, and it's weird to feel like she's making me feel like I'm the bad one for requesting this.